You know, it never ceases to amaze me how ridiculous leftists can be, especially the leftists that claim that they're happily voting for Kamala Harris. But then we got Lizzo, who may have just said the dumbest thing she has ever said, and that is including all of her lyrics. So welcome back to Words of Paradise. I'm your host, Leon Idol, and yeah, if you haven't heard, pop star Lizzo ripped online after saying the whole country will be like Detroit if Kamala wins, and saying that as a positive thing. Now, I got viewers from all over the world. I know I get a lot of my traction from the US, but I also get a lot of viewers from the UK, Japan. It's a pretty worldwide channel. I love it. Thank all of you guys. But for those of you that aren't in the US, I don't know if you truly understand the stereotype that is Detroit. Have you ever been reading a history book and you're looking back at World War II and you see the ruins and the rubble from Nagasaki or Hiroshima? Detroit is that now and kinda has been for about 50 years. The only difference is that we don't have the strong resilience of the Asian people to build it back better. No, instead it just continues to get increasingly worse to the point where it might truly be the second worst city in America. I mean, nothing stealing the title from Seattle, but this is getting pretty close. So we're going to go over this article before we do hit that subscribe button. I'm a nerdy news channel. I cover nerdy news every day. And while I guess this isn't particularly nerdy, I love covering music stuff as well as a musician and also kind of a political junkie. This was just so funny to me. I couldn't not cover it. So yeah, pop star Lizzo was ripped online after she claimed that if VP Kamala Harris is elected president, the whole country will be like Detroit at a rally for the Dem candidate in her hometown. I don't know if anything good has ever come from Detroit in the last, 30 to 40 years. I mean, it used to be just the bastion of the auto industry. If you drive an American-made car, odds are it was made in Detroit. Also, that's not been the shining gem of Detroit since, I don't know, like the 70s or something. It's wild. Harris appeared with the Truth Hurt singer at a rally in the Motor City Saturday, where the two sang the city's praises after former President Trump had disparaged it at an appearance at the Detroit Economic Club last week. So yes, what Lizzo was trying to do, and failed miserably at, might I add, was take Trump's negative comments, the justified and deserved negative comments, because the truth kinda does hurt. Ironic how that's the name of the Lizzo song. Well, the truth does hurt. Detroit is a cesspool. Sorry, Sammy 3P, if you're watching this. But yeah, she's trying to take his negative comments and put a positive spin on them. So Trump said, I mean, the whole country is going to be like, you wanna know the truth? It'll be like Detroit. Our whole country will end up being like Detroit. Now, before we go any further, here's why Donald Trump is correct in this assessment. We got our girl Vex Electronica here. And Vex, thank you for providing me with this. I love it. If Kamala wins, the whole country will be like Detroit. Here's some quick Detroit facts. 1 in every 49 people are at the risk of violent crime. Remember, this is one of the biggest cities in America. 1 in every 49 people are at the risk of violent crime. 1 in every 22 people are at risk for a property-related crime. So, a lot of bikes getting stolen, a lot of cars getting looted. As of 2022, the homicide rate was 50 for every 100,000 people. Detroit ranks safer than only 1% of U.S. cities. So when Trump says the whole country is going to look like Detroit, he's basically saying it's going to look like Mad Max. This country is going to look like Mad Max, but without the blessing that is, actual Mad Max. The action set pieces. No, instead it's just going to become, a sort of cannibal holocaust of a country. It would be like the Fallout games, but instead of being the protagonist, you're just like a regular settler and you're having to deal with the raiders day in and day out, and you will never know if the mysterious stranger will be coming to your aid. Mel Gibson ain't shown up on the doorstep of everybody in Detroit, and worse yet, everybody in America if Kamala gets hired in, voted in. It's just not looking good. There's an average of 41,000 reported crimes per year. That's a lot of crime. So what did she actually have to say? Well, let's take a listen.
So happy to be back in Detroit.
No one has ever said those words before. No one has ever said, I'm happy to be back in Detroit.
You know all the best things were made in Detroit. Coney dogs, Fago, and Lizzo.
Look, I don't know why Fago is up there as a good thing. Maybe Lizzo's secretly an Insane Clown Posse fan. That's the best guess I got.
I'm so proud to be from this city. You know, they say...
You shouldn't be. I understand having patriotism and love for your city, but most people that get famous and boogie on out try to hide that that's where they're from.
If Kamala wins, then the whole country will be like Detroit. Okay? Proud like Detroit. Resilient like Detroit. We're talking about this.
I will give her the resilience because, I mean, it takes a resilient spirit to basically live in a third world country when you got all the rest of America around you.
Same Detroit that innovated the auto industry and the music industry. So put some respect on Detroit's name.
Don't even bring up the music industry. Yes, Motown's amazing. We all love Motown. You riding on the coattails of artists that were far better than you in the Motown scene. Here we are 50, 60 years later, making whatever crap you call music nowadays. So, nah, don't even play that game.
Okay? I'm proud to say that I voted. I voted early, and I voted for Kamala Harris.
Shocking.
They say voting is not a love letter. It's a chess move. You can't hear me? Oh, then we gotta run this back. Hello, hello, hello.
Oh, for the love of God, do not run it back. We could hear you even without the microphone. You're a sassy black woman.
Turn me up. Turn up the music. Turn down the light.
I swear to Christ, if I get copywritten for this because she's singing her own fucking song a cappella, I'm gonna be so pissed.
I got a feeling. Can y'all hear me?
Point. Now, look, we get the picture. We get the point. I ain't doing any more of that. The singer echoed the former president's sentiment, but attempted to put a positive spin on it. Keyword here being attempted. They say if Kamala Harris wins, the whole country will be like Detroit. Proud like Detroit, resilient like Detroit. Lizzo said to cheers from the crowd. The automaking hub was once the center of American industry, but has seen a significant economic downturn as American car manufacturer offshore jobs in the country began importing more foreign automobiles. Thanks, Japan. Detroit currently has an 8.8% unemployment rate, more than twice the national average. Sure, keep glazing Detroit. We know objectively it's awful. It is not a secret. Even people in Detroit don't fucking like Detroit. Social media users were quick to pan the good as hell singer's claims. We got some of the, Lizzo said if Kamala wins, the whole country's gonna be like Detroit as she spoke at a Kamala rally in Michigan. Does anyone else see a problem with this, or is it just me? One account posted. Or my theory has been that the Democrats know everything is about to collapse and they actually want Trump to win. Comedian David Angelo wrote on a post on X. Now, I actually agree with this. I've been saying this for some time now. Now, this does not mean don't go out and vote. Obviously, go out and vote. Make sure we get Trump in the White House. It is 100% needed and necessary. If we rest on our laurels, if we think we got this in the bag, if we submit to laziness, then we actually will have a Kamala Harris presidency. But that being said, I truly do think that the lefties, the liberals, the Democrats know that this is a lost cause, and they're just going to kick back, let Trump win, plan for 2028, and maybe find somebody they can put up against J.D. Vance or Vivek Ramaswamy or whoever the right decides to run. Preferably Ramaswamy, if I'm being honest. Maybe Pete Buttigieg will be ready by then. Who knows? Maybe they'll reach in the hat and pull out Beto O'Rourke. I don't really know what their plan is, but I do have a sneaking suspicion that their plan, as it currently stands, is honestly just to fake it till they make it, knowing that Donald Trump about to have a cakewalk into the office. Again, just because I'm saying this doesn't mean you should feel comfortable and confident. You should still be worried because who knows what chicanery and shenanigans they're going to pull. Who knows what deep state trickery and tomfoolery will be afoot. Go out, vote. Apparently voting early, that's a thing. I'm not exactly a fan of that. I think voting should be a one-day thing. You get up, you go do it, you go to the place, you put your ballot in, you bounce on out. None of this early stuff, none of this, mail-in stuff. But, hey, that's not the world we live in. The point is, don't rest on your laurels, but my god, is it not hilarious that Lizzo is getting just blasted for saying one of the most tone-deaf things she could have possibly said in an already dying Kamala candidacy. But these are just my opinions. Let me know yours in the comments down below, or let me know on X, where you can find me at Bolt the Ward. And please just subscribe. I am a nerdy news channel. I cover nerdy news every day. Not always about the hard political stuff like the election, but anime, movies, music, Magic the Gathering, you name it. Check me out on Instagram at wordsofparadise_Leon and become a member for $4.99 a month. You can join the Discord, choose the articles I go over on a day-to-day basis, choose the videos I react to on my Friday night live streams, and of course, get involved with over 130 other vital idols. We are a bright, beautiful, glowing, vibrant community that I cannot wait to grow even further, because we do care about diversity. Only one kind of diversity. Diversity of thought. If that's interesting to you, join the Discord, hit subscribe, and until next time, it is all here in the Nerdosphere. This has been Words of Paradise.